All right, cool. Now we're live. We were just talking. I'll catch up. We'll just continue our conversation, but we were just talking about.
Super great professional start to the show.
That's how I roll. It's like sometimes it's nice to be like, oh, I've got a show planned. We're gonna talk about news and all this kind of stuff. But sometimes I don't know. People like intimate conversation. I guess I don't know. That works too.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah, we're talking about crowdfunding and how it does take your entire life. I was watching. Did you catch any of Ethan's stream earlier? Ethan and Richard were talking like all day long.
Very, very little. They literally were streaming from the time when I just was about to leave to go to the post office to coming home after doing grocery shopping, and then I see them and they're ending right before my stream was starting. So I was like, I pretty much missed like 4 hours. I don't know how that happened, but I did.
Yeah, it was interesting. But Richard said one thing that was totally true, I think, and he said because the whole conversation was about big companies, publishers, and pros moving over and doing crowdfunding and their expectations versus reality kind of thing. And he said, I don't think most people realize how much work it is, to crowdfund your own thing. Because it's not just the promotion, but it's also shipping and getting prices, even just getting prices for everything, that kind of thing. It's time consuming. It's a lot of it's intense. But you're already a publisher, so you already know this stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, especially too in an industry where for the longest time now, at least 5 years, they very publicly have been against wanting to meet the demands of their readers. Crowdfunding is all about meeting the demand of your readers. So, and of course, there's going to always be people that ask for things that even this campaign, the whole campaign is literally because they've demanded it. But even in that scenario, it's still, we can only do so much. It doesn't mean that I don't want to see the ideas. It doesn't mean I don't want to hear them. It means more like, well, we can only get to certain things at certain times. And even a campaign like this, it rolled around this year right now because Alterna Hour is not going to happen this year because of the way the whole world is working out to be just a mess. It doesn't really seem to make much sense to put out a Halloween-based campaign when I don't even know if many people are going to really be celebrating Halloween the way they would have in the past. Hopefully next year. I swear it better be next year.
I know.
Halloween better be back, at least in full, for 2021. Anyway, though, not to get grim with that, but so this campaign kind of fell upon our lap and saying, you know what, there's just been so many things over the years people have been requesting and wanting to see us do. So we did most of them, but even then there's still things that we just can't do just yet. It doesn't mean that they're bad ideas. It doesn't mean that it's something I wouldn't like to do. It just is more about having the time, the funds, the ability, everything in place. But I think it's very interesting to see a comic industry that, again, has been very vocally against a lot of when they've had readers or customers, they're both usually, hopefully, asking for things or wanting to know, well, why is this gone? Why did you change it like this? Why is this so much worse now? All these kinds of things. Very normal kind of customer interactions. It's going to be interesting to see a lot of those people try to enter this space and realize it's not just about you put your thing out and you know what, reader, you deal with it. You're going to buy it anyway. It doesn't work that way with crowdfunding. They have all the power. They have all the power anyway. It's a fool's paradise thinking, we get to do whatever we want and the readers just have to buy it. That's not how that works. But the comic industry has played it like that for quite some time. And obviously they're paying the price.
It's kind of funny because there's this resistance to change that you see, I don't know, it's everywhere. People are resistant to change, but it's coming from places where you'd expect more innovation, especially like surrounding the crowdfunding space. It's just, I don't know, it's strange to me that there's this, it's just been so slow to adopt. changes in the industry surrounding crowdfunding or surrounding just retail in general. You know, how to do things. So I don't know. It is interesting. I don't know how resistant people are. We'll see though. I suspect the next year things are going to be changing a little bit more because we've already had a few people sort of, you know, dipping their toes in the water. And welcome Charlie to stream. I'm sure he's dipping his toes in some water right now.
I'm dipping my toes in the fire water, and I'm dipping my toes in the waters of change. And I'm resistant to change. I remember being a little kid right away. We had a couch I loved, and my parents were giving it to an aunt or somebody, and I did everything I could to prevent such a thing. And then we had an old buggy. You know, it was the early '80s. We had the Punch Buggy Blue, and somebody came by the house to buy it, and I was, I don't know, 4 or 5, yelling from the window, "It's a terrible car. The tires always pop. The engine doesn't run well. It's an ugly color. You don't want it." And they bought it anyway.
They did, to no avail.
Ah, man, I loved that car.
Well, yeah, it is. It's kind of like a new car now. I guess getting a new car in the industry, I don't know. That's the best I have. But I just posted the link to Because You Demanded It from Alterna Comics. That's in the chat. It's also in the description below if you're watching this after the fact. You know, it's funny because I talked to Peter and it was like launch day or before launch day or something. And you know, we like to do obviously cross promotions on each other's channels for crowdfunding and such. I was like, well, I'll get you on Friday, but I think this is actually the 3rd time I've had you on this week, just because I've been streaming so much that it's like, why not? We'll send Peter the link too. Why not? So
I'm gonna have to come up with different outfits and different names and adjectives in front of my name so I could, you know, blend in.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Clint? This is the first time I've been on all week.
Hello, new guest. You are new on the channel. Well, so this is I guess the star of the evening. We are still looking at Fatal 2, which is Fatal.
Oh, congrats! That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really close to 62,000. We were only like $15 away, but then someone refunded $100 tier, so now it's like, you know, it kind of takes the thunder away. What? But you know, a few backers will get us back up there to 62,000. So that link's also in there. This campaign is doing very well. You're 72% funded. That's great. How do you sort of measure your metrics from crowdfunding to crowdfunding? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just seems like they're so different.
I know everyone's got, well, at least Ethan's got the various evils he wants to overcome. My various evils are my own evils, my own demons. So my past crowdfunders. So the biggest one Alterna's ever done, if I really think about every single thing, would probably be one of the Chair movie Kickstarters. Now that was in like the 40 something or 50 something thousand. I forget. It's been years range. But for modern era on Indiegogo, it's been the first Alterna Ween. I think that was close to 17,000. It was like 16 something. So I think we could definitely pass that. I think we're going to be around, you know, 20 something thousand with this at least. This is a campaign where I look at it and I'm seeing the number I'm seeing, and it feels like it should be, you know, 5 days left, not 27. So this is all because of the readers, and it's funny, right? Because I had first started promoting this campaign as like this kind of, you know, tongue-in-cheek, back to the presses, back to the future kind of thing. And I had wanted to put Because You Demanded It from the beginning. But I was like, man, if we don't get any interest, that's going to look really awful. It's like, yeah, sure, Samedi, they demanded it. That's why like 5 people backed it. Didn't even reach its goal. But then once we had like 600 signups on the pre-launch page, I felt more confident. I could say, okay, now I want to put it the way I always wanted to put it. So we did this whole thing Because You Demanded It. And in fact, you know, I'm glad that they did. And they have demanded it, and rightfully so. So it's great to see, and we love our readers, and I'm glad that they love us back.
Nice. Well, some of the I know there's a lot of fun stuff on this campaign, and this is really, to me, this is an example of as much of a shopping cart experience as you can get on crowdfunding. I don't think I've ever had one that had, I think, everything available as an add-on. So you could essentially pick any tier here and then add on any number of other items, and so that's pretty nice. I usually get questions as soon as I launch a campaign for the first, few days. It's like, can you do a tier that's this combination of things or this combination? So you end up adding those kinds of things just to make sure you've got your bases covered. But this sort of solves that because you can add on anything. I think anyway, at face value, it's anything.
Pretty much, yeah. It goes really in depth. There's almost 50 add-ons. There's various reprints and various blank variants, and you can say, I just want the Downcast variant. By the way, has been the most popular variant for the add-ons.
Has it?
Yes, it has.
I'm gonna brag about that.
So that's been the most requested so far. But people can pick and choose what they want. So they can actually go in there and say, okay, I want, the collector case, but I also, I've got every single Alterna issue, so I don't really need any reprints, but I do want some of the blank variants. So they can pick and choose if they want that. They could get a hat, they can get a shirt, they can get an art commission. So you don't necessarily have to just go back into the campaign multiple times. Now, what happens when you want to get, like 7 collector cases, let's say, or you want to get multiple different perks and add-on and things like that because you can't adjust quantity? That's when it gets a little bit more of a headache because you can't do that yet on Indiegogo. I hope one day that you could. But right now, guys, if you do want an odd number of collector cases, because I think the easiest amount you can get is either 2 or you can get 11. So you can either get 10 cases or 20. You can get 10 cases, 20 cases, 2 cases, that kind of a thing, but you can't get like 7 or 8 without going back and forth in the campaign over and over again. So if you want, go to alternaaccess.com instead and get whatever exclusives are on the campaign, and then go to our own site and then get the cases separately. This way you can actually adjust quantity nice and easy on there. But there's a lot of things that are not on alternaaccess.com right now that are on this only. So collector cases, the reprints, the blank variants, the red beanie, all that kind of stuff.
Very cool. Yeah, and I had to get some new clothes. I'm always like looking. I get free T-shirts from work, and they're just the ugliest things. Like I hate. I'm always like, I want to throw these away, but I need like a couple extra T-shirts. So that's why I've been slowly getting T-shirts. So I'm really stoked. I got this T-shirt. I got the hat, so we can be twinners when you wear this hat. Yeah, that'll be my. I don't know. I'll put it in the rotation. I got to get more comic related hats.
Which hat did you get?
I got this black and red one.
Nice
tricolor hat. Yeah. To me, this is just classic Alterna. This is a great hat too.
Yeah.
This is iconic. You've made it iconic. So has anybody...
You are 100% right. He has made it iconic.
Yeah. It's true. That's, I think, and you're not even wearing it right now on stream. You're wearing the red beanie.
No, I'm trying to promote the red beanie.
Yeah.
Publishing Pete could turn it into just trend-setting Pete.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the page right now. I'm a dummy, and I know I love I only have a few alternate titles in my house. I have Feast or Famine, and can I go and get the big box and choose what to put in it?
Yeah, you kind of can do that, sure. So with this campaign, you can actually get the collector case, and then in the add-on section, you can pick and choose which comics you want between the reprints we have available. I think it's 15 right now. As the campaign progresses past the $15,000 mark, every $500, we're opening up another reprint. So if you were to get, let's say, the $99 bundle or the reprint bundle that Clint has on screen right now too, you get automatically added in there every reprint that we unlock.
Nice.
So we have 15 to unlock. We have 15 that are already unlocked. So you can go in there, though, right now, get the collector case, pick and choose the comics you want from the reprints, pick and choose the blank variants if you want some of those. I think your art would look fantastic on some of those. And you can make your own tier, your own bundle. And that's kind of what we wanted to do. The whole campaign is really revolved around not just what readers have demanded, but also giving them the ability to customize whatever it is they'd like to do. Even the collector case, having that fully customizable. And then we're going to unlock eventually a front pocket sketch tier insert. So you can actually get an artist to, or you can draw it if you'd like, and you can actually draw on that and put it, the insert will fit right into the collector case front. So you can actually have original art on there, or if you want to use it almost like a yearbook kind of a thing, and any alternate creators you meet or whatever, or whoever, you can have them sign it and have this nice like signed thing, and either put it on the collector case front or even frame it if you'd like, because it's like a 7.5 by 10.75 or something like that inches. So you can actually even get it framed too. There's a lot of things you can do if you want to get really creative with it. And I know our readers are really creative, so they'll probably come up with things that I'm not even thinking of.
So the way to go then, Charlie, this is the collector case, right? $25. Yeah. Got the right one picked?
I'm going fully loaded collector case.
Okay.
And I'm adding the baseball shirt. Why is it a 6?
Because of 06, it's 2006 when Alterna was founded.
Lovely. All right. I'm getting a piece of history too.
Very cool.
And if the campaign reaches 30,000 or we sell 50 shirts, whether it's through the main perk or combined with the add-ons, then we'll unlock that 06 on the back of every single shirt. Just automatically upgrade the shirt.
Nice.
If I without touching anything or fiddling around with the fully loaded collector case, is Blood Realm in there? That's Geronimo, right?
Yeah. Blood Realm #1 is in there. And also we're going back to print with 2, 3, and potentially 4, 5, and 6. Nice. So if we go to, let's say, $25,000, that actually unlocks every single reprint. So you would get 1 through 6 of Blood Realm.
Cool. All right. I'm checking out with that stuff right now.
Good call. I love Blood Realm. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great series.
I'm still waiting for the big, because he said he's going to do this big thick tome, like leather bound or something creepy. I want that. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that'll look great.
Has anybody asked me to do a sketch? That's what I want to know.
I wonder.
Check.
Let me check.
Those are good drawings, Clint. And Pete, I gotta say, your sample, that's fantastic too. He's the guy that looks, is it
right here?
Am I not supposed to say he looks kind of similar to a certain clown prince? Is that?
Yeah.
The Joker. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And that guy over there, he has certain powers that may or may not revolve around
the clown and Metal Man.
Okay, right. But we don't say. And is that Orko down there with some sort of breathing apparatus?
I don't know. Nick sent me that. I was like, that looks kind of wild. It does look like scuba diving Orko. So I was like, let's put it in there.
Those are really cool, man. Those are really good looking.
Bye, Ale. And I gotta say hi to everyone in the chat too. I kind of overlooked the chat, so apologies for that. Yeah, great to see everyone. Replicator is here. Rob, Charlie needs 2 hands for art. Real artists only need 1. That sounds like a challenge.
Goodness.
I want to see Rob draw with 2 hands. Simeon7 is here. Let's see. RS here. Unlock the hoodie. Unleash the hoodie.
Yeah,
Roland's here.
I just did a walkthrough stream, and everybody was losing their mind about the hoodie, and they were all trying to pressure me. Yeah, I tell you, they're very demanding. Soon, next year, I think our campaign for this will be called Alterna Comics, because you threatened Pete with violence and mean words.
Bully edition.
Somebody got their classic hat. Very nice.
I like it. I
didn't see the name.
Well, so you said Downcast #1 has so far been the most popular. So now I feel like I have to push that even harder. So bragging rights, it's the only reason that I'm here.
Hell
really.
Yeah.
So if you're here, it's only $3 to add it on too. So whatever you get, just $3, you add on the sketch variant. It's blank. You can draw on it yourself. You don't have to have me do it. But $3, you get that included. That's $3 is nothing, and that'll be a piece of history.
It's not automatically in there. How do I know
No, yours.
The big bundle.
In yours, if you get that, all the blank variants, all the reprints, everything that ends up getting unlocked too with the reprints, all the collector case inserts, that's included. So
How could I?
get.
How could I not choose this? How
I
could I not
know
choose that?
it's fantastic. It's the best value, I think, not just for this campaign, but probably on all of Indiegogo in terms of comics.
Just the case
It's true, you're getting a lot
alone is
of-
so good looking. I don't think not since DC made the Death of Superman with the black bag and the Superman logo on the front did anything look this tantalizing.
Oh, well, I mean, all right. So this campaign is going to trigger the onslaught of the next apocalypse for the comic industry, is what you're saying.
Right. Dude, it's here. It's here.
Well,
Apocalypse now.
we're swimming in it, I think, right now.
The horror.
It was the best of times. I want them to make a documentary. Like, you look back at documentaries about the 90s and comics, or like, the founding of Image or whatever. They talk about what was going at the time. It'd be kind of interesting in like 10 years, 15 years from now, when people are talking about this time. They'd have to. Like, things have changed so much in comics.
They're doing
There's
a good
so
job
many-
of not really talking about it, but yeah, they're going to have to
Right.
in about 10 to 15 years. That's for sure.
Exactly. They'll have to. It's just been such a massive shift in comics in general, but for indie comics too. I mean, it's just it's huge. Yeah. There we go.
Well,
Huge.
They immolation. They kept doing it and kept doing it, and Pete was already there, and then Clint and I came running in. Oh, was there an opening? Here we go. Everybody into the breach.
Well, let's see. I've got nothing for Clint yet. Nothing for Clint yet.
It's still young. You never know. Right?
Yeah.
But again, to me, the big number, all I care about are just selling lots of Downcast number ones, and you can draw on it yourself. Your kids can draw on it. That's the important thing, is moving copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
So
a lot of
cool.
copies for your children to draw on.
I mean, you don't need coloring books.
Yeah, just get comic books for them
Covers.
to. Now, let me ask you this: as a young person, did you go to the comic shop and get your comics and put them in backed boards and take extra special care of them, or did you throw them in a bag and bring them home and put them in your back pocket and ride around on a bike or rollerblades or something?
Is this for me or for Clint?
Both of
It's
you.
got to. Oh,
Both. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for flattering me, calling me a young person. I don't feel that great, unless I'm at the liquor store and they call.
No. I it was really as a young person. Meaning
Okay.
when you were.
now you're old.
When I was young, in the days of yore. Yeah, I did. I bagged and boarded them. But the very first comics I got, maybe like the first 20 or whatever, no, I didn't. I didn't even know that those things existed. The biggest reason I ended up bagging and boarding them is because I would read them to bits. And one day my dad he saw that someone was selling them at the newsstand or whatever it was, and they had them already bagged and boarded, and they had some bags and boards you could actually get too. And he became obsessed with, not wanting me to destroy my comics by reading them or drawing in them or doing whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, put them in this when you're done. And so, it started a lifelong obsession with making sure that they're okay. Otherwise, my dad's going to come down and, get out the Italian wooden spoon.
That's what my mom hit me with.
Or the shoe.
What is the wooden spoon.
I'm like, why are you throwing your
flip-flops.
shoes? And you have no shoes. You're like an idiot. But yeah, it was that. I didn't do it at first. It was more that my dad had saw that on just like a spinner rack.
Yeah,
Clint?
I didn't really read comics as a kid. I had a couple.
What?
I actually got my very first comic. Technically, was I was a kid. I got a Ninja Turtle comic when I went trick or treating. I got 2 of them, I think, if I remember correctly.
Whoa.
And so I trashed them, but I didn't really. I wasn't super into comics until I was like 20, 21, I think.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Then I started, and now it's just an addiction. So, but I take really
It
good
is.
care of my books. I like them to be
Yeah.
nice.
So you would consider yourself a collector?
I think I'm a reader actually primarily, but when I collect, I'm definitely a collector. I have more graphic novels than I do floppies, or like I spend a lot more money on graphic novels.
Yeah.
So they're easier for reading, to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but even those, I like to keep those nice. Obviously, I still do have a nice comic collection. I always want to get like key issues and sort of get into that kind of thing, but it's so expensive. I just haven't really made the jump into really hardcore collecting. You know, the most collecting I'm doing right now though is I'm trying to collect Frank Miller's run on Daredevil, his whole run.
Oh,
And
the
so
original
that's
stuff?
original. Yeah, that's what I'm trying
Wow.
to do, but I haven't been putting that much effort into it. What I need to do is just take like a couple $100 and just go find them. You know, just like I'm spending this money on those books. So wherever I find them, I'm gonna get them.
As a kid,
yeah.
that Frank Miller run as a kid is where I learned what a guy wire was. I thought, oh, all right, that's a useful bit of information. Daredevil's balanced on the guy wire, and I thought that seems like useful information. And then I grew up, never once mentioned it ever anywhere until this moment. Put it
Now
always
just like a lot of high school math.
yeah. I always thought that as a kid, this is gonna come up. I'm glad I know what a guy wire is. I mean, even after a hurricane, when telephone poles were knocked over, there wasn't even anyone around for me to say, yeah, that wouldn't have flown out of the post if there were two good guy wires in it. Nothing. Never even came up.
You're just hanging out at like accident scenes, waiting to show off your vocabulary.
So you know what this wire over here is? I do. Frank Miller taught me. Yeah, the math stuff. Now I'm helping. I was helping my son with some math homework, and I was like, for honest to goodness, don't remember how to do long division at all. I get a calculator. I don't remember.
Well, it's different now too, right? Isn't it all crazy math now?
They kind of moved to what Common Core, whatever they're calling it. I think they've chilled out on that though, because there was so much pushback. But I'm not really sure. My wife was actually a math teacher, so she knows all that stuff. So she's usually helping them with homework. But we were in a pinch, so it was me, and I'm like, I just rub some dirt on it. Let's move on. Like whatever we got to do. Yeah. Anyway, but who needs math when you got comic books? So I'm just spamming this link essentially.
Yeah, the only math you need to know is how many pages, and then what bursts, what quantum packs they come in, right? What is it, 50?
Exactly. It was always funny to me because in school, back in high school, when I had physics and really advanced algebra and stuff like that, and I'd say, look, I'm going to school for art. I know what I'm going for. I know what I'm going to do with my life. I don't necessarily need this kind of stuff. And they're like, you're going to use it. I'm like, what? To calculate like the velocity of the anvil dropping on Wile E. Coyote's head? I'm like, who cares? It's whatever I want it to be. It's like I'm going to go into a world where we just make this stuff up. And I already know all the solid math I need to know. This insane levels of like engineering, physics, and really complicated math and equations. I'm like, leave that to the people who want to really do that. You guys should be more, about harnessing what the focus is of each student and really making sure that you're helping them to go towards the path of life that they want to go down. But of course, they didn't really like that too much. I'm causing, I look back and I'm realizing I cause trouble everywhere I go.
Yeah. I have a friend, a longtime friend. We went to high school together. We were on the wrestling team and everything together. And he was a genius, and he went into engineering, and he's a professor now at BYU. And he actually studied spider webs. And so he did all that kind of math on the the strength of spider webs, and they have these certain spiders that they keep. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, dude, you are gonna get bit and turn into Spider-Man. This is how the story go. Like, clearly that's what's gonna happen. And he's like, no, you don't, it's not the same. I was like, no, it is. Trust. We always have this conversation every time, but I can't believe that there are actually people that are doing that, and not fully enjoying what possibilities are before them, turning into a superhero.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it's written. It's right there in the pages. You're telling me that those are lies? How dare you? Right there, 19, since the 60s. We have people that are, making spider webs and whatnot and swinging from building to building. You're telling me that that's not based on facts and hard-hitting proof, and these aren't events that have been recounted?
I certainly didn't make it up.
No,
Well,
yeah. I mean, what is with people? It's there.
Yeah.
It's in a book. It's not on the internet. It's in a book. Books don't lie.
That's right.
That's right.
So,
Comic
so
books
let it
are have perceptions around comic book and comic book readers changed at all over the years, really?
I don't know. I think they did for a little bit, and then they all ruined it with this Twitter nonsense.
I think you're right.
I liked it better when they all just thought we were all, dorky introverts. And now it's turned into, it's the crazy people that make comics.
Militant.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
I liked it better when we were all perceived as the underdog and the outsider. Not that it was trying to hobnob with Hollywood and all this other kind of stuff. Now it's weird. I think indie comics, it's still retained that mentality, that fire in the belly. But mainstream corporate comics and people that really would do just anything to get into the mainstream. I think that kind of mindset has really ruined a lot of stuff that we see in comics today. But the readers that are out there, I think, are still great. They're still true blue for the most part, especially. But in terms of the mass perception, maybe, of comic creators or comic readers, I don't know. I mean, even with the acceptance of the films, it's tough to say. I think it's more acceptable to wear a Spider-Man T-shirt nowadays than ever before. But in terms of, if you were to say to just anyone, I read comics, I think just from the sales alone of these big mainstream books, I think it's easy to say, well, you certainly don't have as many people interested in reading them as you used to.
Yeah.
And that's quite
weird.
perplexing.
They chased all those people that wanted to just read them away.
Yeah.
And now it's I don't know. I a couple of years ago, my wife was in the backyard, my beautiful wife and her friends and my sister, and they were talking about the next Wolverine movie. And I was thinking, what the hell is going on? What is this? And I thought, what didn't occur to me was, well, the Wolverine comics are going to be ruined. That was the farthest thing from my mind. And, he's gone, and now there's a girl, and he's dead or something. Or old,
or he's back, or he's not, or I don't even know, what's going on anymore with him. It's all over the place.
Did they really make him gay?
I don't even know. I heard that they did, but I don't even want to open up those pages. Wolverine to me is in the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and he's got a cigar in his mouth, and he's ridiculous, and he's aggressive, and he's toxically masculine, and he's hairy, and he's grumpy, and he's
only 5'3".
Yeah,
he's 5'3".
Yeah, he's great. But
and
nowadays,
and now he's gay, so means something else. Ooh,
I don't. They imply. I don't know. I haven't followed it, but that was the implication.
What does he do when he pops those
apparently.
clothes now? They pop somewhere else. Logan was a good movie. Marsh makes comics. It was good.
Oh, that's not the one I meant to click on. Even,
but Hugh Jackman is a
point.
foot too tall.
Yeah, isn't he's like 6'2" or something, right? 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he's tall. He's a big guy.
They should have got a tall
actor,
Cyclops.
In comparison,
tall Cyclops, short Wolverine. Yeah. I mean, 5'3" is pretty hard to find. I'm 5'6" ish, and I don't meet a lot of people shorter than me. 5'3" is little. If you meet a dude that's
Yeah.
5'3", he lives in the Philippines and he hasn't eaten much. He's
But he knows how to use a knife, though. I'm sure.
He sure can. He can take you out. But
Yeah.
5'3" is a little dude from Canada. And here's my question: all those years, I was just reading X-Men books with my boy a couple of months ago, and he's 6. And I would always do I would turn Wolverine, not just with the gravelly voice, but the voice I would give him was, "Hey, I was coming over here, there, and I was up through the forests, and I'm always thinking, well, he's got to have a harsh Canadian accent, right?
He's like a hockey analyst.
Yeah, he knows a good friend named RT Bear. He's got pals like that. Marie, you live in French Canada or up where the the Scottish people go? That's what he's supposed to sound like. Think of it; it's ridiculous. And then I'm reading out. Yeah.
Bub.
Then he's fighting Alpha Flight, and I was doing, oh, there's the French Canadians, they come in with all their accents and all that kind of thing. And I'm thinking, did John Byrne really?
Brother. I love it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what Alpha Flight is, the Mackenzie brothers, and I don't know. I think Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald would make it if he wasn't so tall. He'd make it 5'3" Wolverine.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do that. That would be right.
No.
Well, they could always do movie magic and just have Hugh hunch a little bit and get a slightly taller Cyclops, and then because he did a good job, it's just more obviously he's not to type in terms of the height, but easy to do movie magic if they're shrinking, hobbits. Can make Hugh just squat a little bit.
He just walks around wearing a green suit.
Although
that's
there's
all
rumors,
he'd have to do.
He is gay now, right? So that is Hugh Jackman gay? I always hear that little rumor, right?
Really? I don't think so.
No, I'm pretty sure he's married.
Yeah.
You're just making up all kinds of things today.
I don't think so.
That and while we're talking about,
I liked it better when you got drunk and you drew Spider-Man with 2 hands.
He likes crack whores, He's into crack whores.
Okay.
Charlie's like, everyone. I've heard everyone's gay, Charlie. Right? That's how the conversation is going to go. Charlie's like, I heard on Twitter, everybody's
I'm
gay.
gay. You're gay. What, Pete, do you have kids?
Well, Kurt Cobain certainly said so.
That's true. Everyone is gay.
Everyone's gay.
Always thought about that. What is he trying to say? That's deep. Marsh Makes Comics says, question, does it affect the story of Fatal if pages are added? If story pages are added, it would affect the amount of story that is told in this book, if that makes sense. So yes and no at the same time. I think the story wouldn't change. It's not like we'd add subplots, but we would probably tackle more story. Like that's how we would address it. But
yeah, Marsh, we've got a lot of story to squeeze into 52 pages. And we gotta get to the cliffhanger. But there's all kinds of stuff after so
right. Yeah, so I think but in all honesty, everyone keeps asking about adding pages. We want to add pages. That'll be a stretch goal, but we're not there yet for adding pages. We gotta climb higher. So I was planning on announcing a stretch goal today. I will probably after the stream, but I was kind of debating between a few things.
What was the $60,000 one?
60,000. Here we'll go here real quick.
Oh, that was the background material, the development material.
Yeah, sketch and development pages. Those are always cool. I think personally, I love seeing those in books. 60,000. So we passed that goal. The next one will be at 70,000. And I've heard a lot of feedback from people, so I'll make it official for sure and send out an update and everything. But we're going to just keep it going with stretch goals. So just know, like, everything's going to get better. 70K is the next mark, but I'll make it official for sure. I just need to look into a few things. I got quotes today from a different printer. I requested quotes from a different printer. I'm just comparing and contrasting. So, but we'll get that out shortly. But so Fatal, we're so close right now.
Has that clicked over? We've been waiting for 62 for hours. Come on.
it kind of we got going and then it kind of slowed down. But I'm gonna post this in the link. I need to be. Oh brother, I put a V. I'm trying to control paste.
Control V. Just like V5.
V for Vendetta. All right, so there I posted the link. We can totally reasonably get to $62,000 and we'll keep climbing. The backer number on here is fantastic. 1186. So we're not far from 1200 backers, which is great. We'll just keep climbing, keep plugging away. If you haven't backed Fatal yet, this book's fantastic and you can help us make it even better, bigger, better, everything by backing the campaign. So if you want to be the hero of the evening and help us get past 62,000, that just looks great on stream. It's fun for everybody. I posted the link in the chat. And then also the other one we're looking at here, which also has a convenient sort of stretch goal here, which would be 11,000. I'm going to copy this.
$78 away, guys. $78 away.
I keep trying to buy it, but I'm talking to you both now through my iPad, but I need my iPad to buy it. It would be it would have gone up, but I tried to buy it through my phone, but then none of the information's on my phone.
Well,
I need to use my thumbprint on my old iPad to get everything in motion. So as soon as this show ends, it's going over to 11.
Nice. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate that.
Somebody has to beat Charlie to the pass, though.
Yeah, are you
This
going
is
to be
the only
there?
way.
Wait, how dare you? No, I want to be the $11,000 man.
Somebody has to do it. Be the $11,000 man or woman. You know, why not? We're inclusive. And yeah, that'll just be great for Alterna Comics. You're going to get funded soonish.
It's funny, $72 away and 72% of the goal. 72.
Ooh.
We're playing those numbers tomorrow.
I love being there's something, I don't know what it is. There's something sexy about Alterna Comics. It's fun to be
me.
Is it just you? Even before I knew you, I was with my kid. I was reading Alterna Comics, thinking, I love these books. I love the Feast or Famine. I love the Blood Realm. It's just there's something good about. Did you design the logo?
Yep.
All right, maybe that's what it is. It feels good.
You know, the thing with Alterna is I didn't know much about Alterna, but I was really into comics at the time that you did I think it was on Kickstarter, Mother Russia, that was on Kickstarter, and I kept looking at Kickstarter for what comics were there, and so I still remember Alterna from way back then just because of the logo. I guess the white and the red too are memorable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's cool because Alterna's kind of like the punk rocker in comics.
Absolutely.
It's just it is crazy because you draw ire from so many people in the comic book industry, and you're just, to me, like, I don't know, little independent publisher that could, you're still making stuff. And
the funniest part is, we're not even giving double middle fingers at anybody. We're just being, thanks for reading, and they're like, oh, son of a, how dare you thank those people for reading your books? Don't you know who they are? Don't you know how awful they are? I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm literally thanking someone for reading our books. You're losing your mind over foolishness. And that just made them more angry. And then obviously, of course, the block list policy thing made them absolutely nuts. For people who are in the industry this is an industry, there's pictures, but you also read words. They didn't read the policy. And if they did, they disingenuously, chose to not understand it. But It was all about being inclusive. It was all about being this way for not just the creators, but for the readers too, to let everybody know, hey, at Alterna, we don't just blindly discriminate against you because of anything. We want to make comics. We want people to read the comics. That's all it is. That's all it really should be. And somewhere along the way, something happened in comics where that just wasn't the case anymore.
They turned it in the narrative into something else, like that you couldn't defend yourself or something if you were marginalized, or I don't know. The thing is though, if you're on the internet fighting with people and people fight back with you on the internet, you're not a victim in that sense. What's happening is you're just fighting with people on Twitter. So less of that will happen. You know what I mean? If you just ignore people. I don't know, and I get it. Sometimes it can be hard, but that's a thing. So that's a big step. Is just ignoring people that want to, they want to fight with you. You ignore them or don't start fights.
Yeah, at first, I mean, when a lot of stuff happened, and it's funny because it's almost 2 years to the day. It's funny to look back though and think that I really just I tried to approach it as genuinely as I could because I thought there was genuine confusion and people were being sincere. I didn't think that there was so much people that just in bad faith were just trying to argue and trying to just be ridiculous just cause. But now I obviously I'm kind of a different person in terms of my outlook on that. But nothing about me has changed in terms of how grateful and still open I am to all the readers and how much I love supporting the creators at Alterna and everything like that. But in terms of how I meet the hate or the just ridiculous negativity, not the criticism. Criticism is fantastic. But the ridiculousness, I don't let it affect me anymore. You can't do that. You have to live your life. You have to do what you got to do. It's right. Giving into all that is exactly what they want, because then they want you to shut down and stop. And that really is the end of the day, what they want you to do. They don't want you to like change or apologize. They want you to stop because they've targeted you that you are now a threat, and they're going to have to do things to shut you down. So it's either getting other people to turn against you or getting you to just implode basically. Yeah. So don't let them do that. Don't give them an inch.
Yeah, and it really goes a long way of, I don't know, it's just navigating social media. That's part of it. Is it's like they want to have control over who to ostracize. Essentially, the whole block bot thing. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why using a block bot is just a bad idea anyway if you're trying to sell comics.
Oh, yeah.
I had my first experience with it just posting a two-handed sketch of Cyberfrog, and all I said was, here's a modern comic masterpiece, I think it is, and tagged Ethan and then put the Cyberfrog drawing in there, and I got this deluge of, I don't know, hatred from
strangers.
I couldn't, and then when I tried to answer them, it was blocked, so I was automatically blocked, and I suddenly thought, I think I just got my Comicsgate stripes. I feel pretty good about this. Somebody's dumb enough to hate me for making a drawing and enjoying a really great comic book. How silly. And I don't know. After hearing Clint talk about it, and Pete obviously dealt with it, and Ethan and Zach and RT Bear was essentially kicked out of Marvel. And I feel good, man. I feel like I'm in the club for real. I got my stripes. Somebody put a rocker patch on my back. We're rolling with the crew.
It'll keep happening. Like, I don't know. I discovered somebody, 2 days ago or something, that hates me. And they were putting videos on BitChute. And you know why they hate me? They hate me because I'm publishing Downcast with Alterna. I know, it made no sense too. I was like, I watched part of the video, and it was just like math, and we've already covered I'm not good at math. It was math problems that they didn't understand. I'm like, that's not how it works.
Either you're not making enough money or you're making too much money.
The fact that I'm going to make it affordable through Alterna in a different format means that therefore I could have made it for, like, this could be a $3 book because Alterna is a $3 book. Like, you don't understand. Look at the page count. Like,
you were raising money for the production of the book, not just for the print cost.
And artist, and he was like saying, oh, he didn't pay Matt Weldon for Matt Weldon's cover in this, but anyway, I won't go there, but Matt, well, there's a reason why he does covers for me because I pay him to do. Anyway, it's not important, and I'm not going to address the person personally because that would make a mistake.
He doesn't do covers for you because you've got his family chained up in your basement, chained to the radiator.
It was some kind of like victim thing. Like I'm just taking his covers and making money off of them or something, and I'm like,
who's down there in the basement?
Well,
it's
I mean, Matt
did family.
Yeah. Matt
He
did
got
tell me
paid.
about that time that you put the cell phone inside of one of 5 incisions and he had to figure it out. Otherwise, you would kill it. But other than that, I thought you guys had a great working relationship.
Yeah. Besides that, yeah, I was like, I don't know. I paid Matt a bonus actually. So I don't know. I think he's fine. I'm gonna have him do another cover too.
Well, for those people, they're going to be upset. I hope that they enjoy comics on some level, at least the ones that make them happy. But other than that, I mean, what can you do?
No, yeah. Somebody asked a question. I think it was Albino Thunderbuns. I'm way behind. Well, I don't know. It was somewhere.
Here? What up, Thunderbuns?
He was.
That dude's
at
awesome.
least. He asked how, the backer number. So here we'll go. Downcast 1. We've got 924 backers. That's where we ended up. Downcast 2, we ended up with 881, still in demand, so it's still rising. And then here is Fatal, 1186, and we're still in the campaign, so we're not in demand yet. So there you can see that's definitely market improvement in backer count. So yeah, it is pretty great. I'm pretty happy about it.
Let's get 2,000.
2,000 would be fantastic. 2,000 would be a 6-figure campaign.
Totally.
For sure.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
I want 3,000, but I don't want to get greedy.
Yeah.
But I'm a greedy man, Clint. I'm a greedy man.
We got to find those backers. All it comes down to. But we're going to find some more backers. I'm posting links to Alterna because you demanded it. You're getting what you want because you demanded it. A few things too, like I think from Alterna, my theory, I've already said this before, I don't know how many times, there's different kinds of comic buyers and there's probably some overlap. You've got readers, you've got collectors, and I don't know, you got maybe speculators or something. There's a third group. But I think this sort of satisfies the collector group. Like you like your comics, you like to read them, but it's kind of nice to be able to display them and just be proud of them, put them on your shelf, in a fancy way. So I think this is a great way to do that. It's also really affordable considering what you get with it. You get a ton of pages worth of material, and it's only going to get better the more people that back it. So my suggestion is that you back the campaign and then make sure on the add-on items you add Downcast number 1. This is the first way that you can get it. And then it also just makes me look good. It makes us all look good together. So that is my challenge. It's only $3 to add that on. So no big deal. And while you're at it, I mean, there's so many other great titles as well. So check it out. Alterna Comics, because you demanded it. Very affordable tiers. And you can also look sexy and snazzy with the t-shirt and the hat, beanie, or classic hat as well. So I think I posted the link. I'll post it again. Yeah.
Just so everyone else knows too, I want to make this very, very clear. So we do have alternaaccess.com where we sell everything Alterna. There's like 300 something items. Now, every item you see here, that's, the reprints, the blank variants, there's some things that are already available, like the collector case, some of the hats. But now these exclusive items that are just on the campaign right now being introduced. So the reprints, the blanks, the t-shirt, the red beanie, that is not going to be on alternaaccess.com until March. So when you guys get these things, because the delivery date is for February, so you guys are all going to get your stuff first before any of that gets listed. So Downcast number 1 will be on alternaaccess.com, but not the blank variant, because the number 1, that's the regular cover, is not on this campaign. So in case anyone gets confused and they're like, well, I see some people getting their Downcast number 1s, in like December, let's say, but I didn't get my blank variant yet. Well, that's because that isn't available yet on alternaaccess.com. That's being shipped with your rewards from this campaign. Also, a lot of people are going to get their stuff before February. This is more just, we're rolling the dice on a lot of things right now because of the way the world is. In a perfect scenario, everyone's going to have their stuff before the end of the year. But this has been a far from a perfect scenario this year with everything. Even our own publishing schedule, things have been delayed more than I want them to be. Even a 1 or 2 month delay drives me up the wall. I hate doing it. So I don't want to have any promises here for December and then people don't get them till February or maybe March. So no matter what, we're not listing this stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you're the first. I have to make sure I say that correctly. You're the first to purchase. Like the transaction has occurred first. At least for the blank cover.
Yeah. So for the reprints, for the blank variants, collector cases, the red beanie, the T-shirt, because that's a completely new design. For those things, those are just going to be available to the backers first. So after every backer has received their item or at least has had it shipped out, then we'll list them on the site. So at this point, it's looking towards like March or so. But everybody should have their stuff definitely before you start seeing it in the hands of like other people. If you don't have your item, it's probably either lost in the mail or you didn't provide the proper address, or just easy mix-ups that we can correct. But just in case some people are thinking, well, is this stuff kind of all going to just go live on the Alterna site in like December? No, absolutely not. But there's some items, like I said, like the collector case, some of the hats that are already on alternaaccess.com.
Yeah, absolutely. So we posted this link. I think mods are doing a good job to spam this. Support Alterna Comics because they're the best publisher that exists right now, period. So there's that. Fatal as well. We're just looking to get over 62,000. And I'm going to change this. I haven't refreshed it yet.
God damn.
I haven't refreshed it, but
and you gotta get. I just realized I could go over here and find out what the chat is talking about because I can't see it over here on the screen behind my cat's ass. And but everybody wants, Pete, the Alterna Katana.
The Alterna Katana. I don't think we should be making weapons.
Slashing prices.
That would be a funny commercial for me to do.
Hell yeah, dude.
You could do it. Have you guys noticed, those, what are they called? Self-cleaning erasers? You guys use those erasers, Okay, sorry, wrong. Hold on. Here we go.
Like a kneaded eraser?
A kneaded eraser, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have them, and I've been
when a fetus. Is that a fetus or an eraser?
Yeah. When I'm streaming, I've got this thing here because it's like I want to practice drawing, around, and then I end up just getting better at molding things. I make snails. That's all I do when I stream. I'm constantly molding, and so this is my. He looks like he could have been in a Tool music video, perhaps, or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
Something like that.
I just make Jack Skellington heads with those.
Dude, it's irresistible, huh? It's like modeling clay that never dries out. You just, I don't know. I got to keep molding the thing. So, yeah, Marsh gets it.
Yeah, needed
what
eraser.
Is this? It's Hammerella.
Hammerella and musical notes. Wait, what's Simonon 7 trying to say? Put that back up there. What's he saying?
What?
Hammerella.
That's Brian Wynn's upcoming project.
Oh, right. It's called Hammerella.
Yeah, Hammerella.
All right.
I've
never heard of it, but I'm intrigued.
Back Fatal first, then sign up for Hammerella. Well, when you launch, when are you launching, Ryan? Curious. Let us know.
That's the artist, writer.
Says the artist. I don't know if maybe he's writing it too.
And the artist. It's kind of like a loosely connected story to his Gods and Gears series that he has at Alterna. So he's got that campaign in pre-launch right now, and you guys can go sign up for that. It's on Indiegogo, and I think that's launching, I believe, the 22nd. Ryan can correct me, though, if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's launching soon.
Nice.
Nothing smells better than a kneaded eraser. Do y'all get that when you take it out of the thing and it's got that? It's not like clay, it's not like putty, and it's not like vanilla, but there's something. Oh man, it's better than crack. It's better than crack.
It's like a chemically rubber.
Yeah, and I gave up my crack addiction, years ago. Somebody would come up to me at a party and would say, "Would you like some crack while you're here with us tonight?" And I would say, "Could I just have a cocktail weenie instead? I'll just go with a cocktail weenie and a kneaded eraser because I dig the way it smells." And then they would ask me to leave. "You're not invited to our crack party anymore." Oh, all right. I didn't know it was a crack party.
These are Charlie high quality parties, huh?
He's like, this taffy's great. He just
dot. Yeah. We've got bids for your cat going. I'm going to steal that cat.
Man, this is hot pussy. This is hot pussy on the market. And there's you got nothing on me, YouTube. You don't need to censor that. Hot pussy is here. His name is. You want to see him?
He's a cat.
Is he too close? He's a giant.
You can say that.
Pussy.
He's a looming shadow.
He is a giant pussy. He's a Norwegian forest cat. He is old, and he's so lazy that he's knocking everything off my table. He used
That's
to
the biggest cat, isn't it? Isn't the Norwegian forest cat the biggest?
Norwegian forest. He looks like a Maine Coon, but he's Norwegian forest. He's got these big paws, and there's these spouts of fur that come out from between his, the pads, and it's for walking on snow like snowshoes.
Really?
And he's super late. He is the laziest. He used to live in
his name Odin?
Odie or Odin? Odin would be a fine name for him. His name is Koniko-chan. He was given to my wife he was named by a Japanese dude. And Koniko-chan means little cat when he was a kitten. But he's a big pussy. I was gonna say big MFer, but he's so lazy. He used to sleep G-rated by the kitchen door, and it was one of those doors that swung both ways, like a lot of people I've met. But this was a door, to the kitchen. And he would be laying on one side of it, and as you pushed open the door, he would just be pushed along the same way that a dust mop. He just wouldn't move, and then the door would close, and he would just stay where he was. He's that big and lazy, and he's as good as a cat gets, and he still sucks because cats are stupid. I mean, let's be honest.
I've never been a cat fan personally. Peter can attest to that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. I love cats. I've never met a cat I didn't love and didn't get along with. Same
I have
for
a question.
dogs too.
I have a proposal about the idea of cats and what's happening with them. We all think they're smart, but dogs can do things. Cats, I mean,
we're dumber than them both. We're the ones picking up their shit.
There's that idea, first of all.
But point.
But I think their nonchalance and the sort of insouciance of I don't want anything to do with you makes us think that they're smart. They're not smart. Look at him. This imbecile.
Cats, you have to earn their respect. With dogs, they love everyone. That's why it's the ultimate sin when you hurt a dog, because they love everyone. But cats, I'm not saying you should hurt a cat, but I'm saying more the cats, you need to earn their love and respect. They don't immediately just take to you like a fool. Dogs are kind of like fools, but they're lovable fools.
Yeah.
Yes. They're the Homer Simpsons of the animal world.
Unconditional love. Constantly.
But cats, when you earn the love and respect of a cat, I mean, it's crazy.
What about when you earn the hatred of a cat?
Oh, that's crazy too. Watch out.
My sister had a cat that was straight up evil. I never had a cat personally, but this cat would hide in the Christmas tree, and if you walked by, it would like boing, and like take a chunk out of your arm as you walked by. It was legit evil. I don't know. We were gonna change its name to Lucifer. Her name was Chloe, I think. Chloe, yeah, but it was Lucifer.
Lucifer, like the what is that? The Cinderella cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Cinderella cat is Lucifer, and all the mice hate that rat.
Yep.
So much of my vocabulary, once my kids go to sleep, revolves around expletives. That
You can't store it up all day, and then you just got to let it out.
I gotta let it out. But now we're online, so I'm hitting roadblocks.
I posted a comment in the Sweetcast stream room because I'm like, I want to have a PG. Everyone has PG-13 or R-rated or plus streams, and I want to have just, instead of, I just want like a PG stream that anybody can watch. And I've had some guests and some viewers say, "Oh man, I like your stuff, but your streams are unwatchable because
Really?
they get yes." I'm telling you, I have a different my Venn diagram covers slightly different angle of audience, So I think that's okay. I can lean into that, But yeah, so Charlie's been working really hard at it. I appreciate it, Charlie.
I have a dark, deep, bad, wicked soul.
No,
with
you're good.
Lots of expletives boiling out and over, and all day long I'm with my kids thinking, I can't say that. And then I come here and I want to yell at Pete. Pete, all these things are in me and they're trying to come out. But I gotta,
I heard laxative might help.
The worst was having what was it, Monday? That's right.
Smooth move is a good tea to have, Charlie.
Yeah.
Smooth what?
Get them
smooth move.
Get them right out. Having a real hard time, you're struggling, you'll be set.
Smooth move. Back at today on Indie.
Dude, you just eased me into a different gear, Pete. Tell me about
yeah, just ease
I feel
right
different.
in, and then it'll ease right out.
Right.
As long as you're on the toilet, it's okay.
You get a squatty potty? Is what you're telling me? Look at a squatty potty.
If you have problems, perhaps you might want to try that.
It might
be the angle at which you're sitting.
My kids told me a joke today. Maybe you guys have heard it, but they said, "Have you seen that? Or have you heard about that movie called Constipation?" I'm like, really? They're like, it hasn't come out yet. That's pretty funny. Okay, you get a pass. That was pretty good.
Is that the 10-year-old? That's a perfect 10-year-old joke.
That was my 9-year-old. Sorry. I heard that movie about constipation. I'm like, you're really again? But yeah, it hadn't come out yet. All right, that counts. You'll be fine.
That kid's going places.
I know.
That's right.
You'll do okay. Yeah. So I'm going to post the link here again. I want to look at a couple of these tiers though too, because everybody wants original art. Always people are asking for it. This is a super affordable way to get hand drawn. Am I right? Black and white sketch card commission, $35, and you get to choose. Correct? Which artist is sketching on this?
Yeah, we've got 9 artists to choose from, one of which is yourself and me. And you can choose which artist from a drop-down list of the 9, and they're featured here. And then at the campaign's end, you basically could pick whatever you want us to draw there. It's pretty much, within reason, of course, but every artist has their whatever the within reason is. But if you do want them in full color too, what you could do is let us know, and then after the campaign, when it ends, we'll have you contact the artist, and you guys can work it out together with what you want to have, what the fee might be, that kind of a thing, and that goes directly to the artist. So this way, it's something that people could do. It's a nice option because sometimes I find most of the time people want a black and white sketch, but sometimes people want it in color. So this way they can actually have that option and the artists can oblige.
Well, in this case, I'm going to just pick out all of the art here looks great. Hank Tucker, like this is such a cool style. I love that. I love Roberts. Frankie B. Washington, I don't know him as well. I jumped on the one stream the one time, but I need to stream more with Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie is great.
He's fantastic.
He's fantastic, Frankie B. Washington. That's literally his Alterna name.
Do I have an Alterna name yet?
It's a sweetie. Sweetie.
That works. Ryan Wynn is another one. Fantastic artist. Spencer, I didn't even know he could draw, but all this is really great art. Man. Yeah, I'm kind of like, though, I if I get something drawn, I kind of want it on a sketch cover.
Yeah.
Because you might as well.
And the thing is, too, and this was unfortunate, the sketch cards I thought would have been a great idea for the international artists that we have, that they could do these things and it wouldn't be an arm and a leg on shipping. But unfortunately, the situation we have right now in the world, a lot of these guys, there's no incoming or outgoing outside of their country. So there's no way for like Christian Rossi, who really wanted to participate. And he's an artist on of course, Voidwalker, Trespasser, on the upcoming Rad Rose that we have coming out in December. So he's a staple at Alterna, but he can't do the original art because he can't ship it out. He can't even receive the sketch cards or the sketch covers to work on. But hopefully, I mean, let's hope next year. That'd be great.
Yeah. We got hit with that too. Nacho was sending several pages of original art that we were going to post on the campaign. And this was toward the beginning of lockdowns and things like that. And so he called whatever in Argentina, their postal service, and they said, yeah, well, you can send it out. And then so he went there, paid for postage and sent it. And then they locked it down. So I don't know when or if that original art is ever going to get here to, for us to sell. Yeah. I'm like, that does not look good. So yeah, it's pretty disappointing, but yeah, let's see. Albino Thunderbutton says, I'm tempted to buy a sketch tier and ask Clint to draw Charlie's cat. From the perspective of the viewers. Fluffy butt. All right. I think that might be easier to draw. I could draw that. It's like a little starfish and a bunch of fur. That's all it would take.
You are going to draw the starfish, the pucker in the middle?
I don't. I mean, depends on the angle. Everything could be in silhouette, I guess. Anyway,
his fur is so thick, you can't even see anything. He's so fuzzy. But we do trim him. We do. One time, my wife came home, and I said, "You shaved your pussy?" And then she put him in the room, and I said, "Looks great. Let's that's fantastic. It's good to have a shaved pussy in the house, and there's less mess. And when I'm trying to think how I could, I've dug myself into a corner. I'm trying to reach. I'm reaching for the next joke.
Me and
just let them dangle. As long as this doesn't end in a list of racial slurs like Scott did to us on Monday night or whenever that was, Tuesday, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, shaved pussy works fine in the house, and when she comes home with the shaved pussy, I said, well, the groomer was good. The groomer
talking about the cat, ladies and gentlemen. The cat.
Yeah,
right.
Shaved pussy.
The pussy.
It's very neat. It's very neat. You can see everything that's happening with the shaved pussy. You can see his.
We're just gonna
everything.
Keep on going.
Huh? And then here's how I can take my step out. And then when the shaved pussy goes over to his water bowl, and drinks, then you really can see how water splashes, because cats don't drink the way we do.
It's too bad, Charlie. It's too bad. Time is up. We have to move on to the next.
No, you've lost this round of innuendo.
Okay.
Tell him what he's won, Don.
Innuendo. That could be a segment, huh? Innuendo. Were you on that stream up here that we had to delete? I can't remember if you were on that one or not. I've streamed every single night this week.
No, I don't think I was on that one.
Yeah, you missed it. It was a great stream too, because it was like I got like I can't remember if it was like 60 or 80 bucks in super chats, which is really unusual for me. It was crazy. It's like people were just dropping $20, $10, $20 super chats. I don't know what was happening, but I was happy with it. And then all of a sudden, Scott was just like listing off racial slurs for some. I don't even remember the point he was making, but I was like, why?
We all just dropped
ways to get
our
Clint's
heads.
channel banned.
I know. I was like, well, we're gonna close off the stream, and I will delete this thing forever because that will. And this was right after the PG email. Like, hey, guys, I want to do PG.
Right, it was hours later. Thanks for the help, dude.
I know. It's like, no. Oh man. All right. So Alterna Comics. Oh, we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm gonna refresh this. I'm a little gun shy.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
We'll just refresh it. Boom. Hey, that it went up. You're like one backer perhaps from
Nice.
11,000.
21. Thank you guys. Let's get some blackjack going. 21. 11,000. That'd be great.
21. That's yeah, seriously, one backer, depending on what you get. But whatever you get, make sure to pick up one of those downcast number ones, because I got to promote my own stuff, right? I mean, any of them, you're not going to go wrong with any alternate title, but downcast number one would sure look good. I'll tell you that. So there's that. Fatal is, I could tell you, I know that I already refreshed it. It didn't move, so I'll just refresh it again anyway. It slows down. So what happens is, because we had a bit of a peak there, things were heating up. Everyone's talking about Fatal. Today it moved. We were just right there to hit 62, and then it slows down. So it is the weekend. And
I actually, for the first time, I didn't want to reach out to anybody I knew on Facebook until we passed 50 or 60. So today was the first time I posted on Facebook. And a couple people said, "Oh, I just bought the collector's bundle. Oh, I just did this and that." And I thought, okay, good. So
sweet.
In part, it moved because of that. I'll do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, it's more impressive. Yeah. Family and friends, like, I'll show people, like, oh, my crowdfunding campaign, any of them, oh, here it is. And then they're always just jaw dropping, like, what is going on? Obviously it's like, there's a lot of expenses involved. It's not like you just take, like for Downcast, like 30 grand, you don't just pocket 30 grand. That's not how it works. Everybody seems to think that, but
friends and family, it is, they can't tell the difference between, who said it? They can't tell the difference between Jim Lee or Jim Davis. So was that was Brubaker. I said they can't. The one that... I used to show my mother Jim Lee artwork and say, "Isn't this cool?" And then I said to her, "She can't tell the difference between Jim Lee and he said Jim Davis."
Davis.
Perfect, Brubaker. Thank you.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, Jason Brubaker is awesome. He keeps sending me links. We've been meaning to switch streams, and I was gonna go on to his, but the power went out, and then I was never able to go, but I'd see on my phone that he had sent me a link. I'm like, darn it. And then this week he hasn't really been streaming, so he streams like midday, like noon. So
I talked to Jason twice this week because we were on Billy Tucci's show together.
Oh, sweet.
That was Wednesday. And then on Thursday, Rob Geronimo had him on his channel, and I was co-hosting. So it's always great to talk to Jason. He's just an awesome guy.
He's a good guy. He's one too. He's in Idaho, so we're in the same time zone, which is kind of a relief because that rarely happens for me. Where he's like, "Oh, we're gonna stream at 8:00," and we're on the same page. 8:00 it is. It'll work. So yeah, he's great. I got to get on his stream one of these days. So there's Fatal, Alterna Comics. Seriously, one more backer will get us there, and then we'll all feel good about ourselves. Kind of getting both campaigns, really, we're kind of into your Alterna is getting into the beginning of the sort of middle phase, right? You've been 3 days going so far?
I guess once we're into the past the 10-day point, then I start to think we're towards the middle phase. So this is like this is the start of the 4th day. It's crazy. We were talking before we had started too. I feel like, how is this 4 days? It feels like I've done a month's worth of promotion, a month's worth of, talking about this to everybody and being on shows, and even the amount of people that have supported and have been excited about it. I'm used to this kind of being like, okay, it's done now. We hit like 10,000. That's fantastic. So to see 4 days, it's just like, really? How's that possible? But I think this is easily in the newsprint modern era of Alterna, this is easily our best performing campaign so far. The fastest to 10,000, the best first day that we've had. I can't thank the backers, the readers, of course, enough, because they gave us all the ideas, and what we had to do is listen and find the right time of when to put this campaign out, and so everything is falling into place, and I'm glad that they're happy with it. As long as they're happy, I'm happy.
That's right, because they demanded it.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, I'm still considering I might back this again. I wanted to get in there day one because it's, I just like to be the day one backer.
I think they're
It's
just
helpful.
being nice. They want Charlie to be the one that pushes us over to 11, so they're probably just all being very patient.
Everyone's waiting like, no, you go ahead, Charlie.
All this stress in my life, and now it's because now they demanded it, and then I demanded it, and then my cat demanded it, and now
demanding.
I might just have to lay down in the shower and cry as
Now
the
it's just
water hits
this,
me.
just this general sense of entitlement at this point. That's all we got.
As I take the Silkwood shower after everything's gone wrong.
I thought you'd take more like the 12 Monkeys Bruce Willis shower.
Is that a bald man knock? That's a bald man shower.
No, it's a you like to be scrubbed down with big, long-handled brooms by multiple people.
Ooh, that does sound
See, I
sexy.
told you.
All right. I forgot
And
about
abrasive.
that.
I know you're.
And my safe word is shaved pussy. He's a cat.
Oh
He's right
my.
over there. He's my cat is right there. I'm Clint. I'm still good.
Okay. Counts. All right. Yeah, we'll see where this goes through the weekend. Here's my goal is I want us to get, I don't know, we'll see. I want us to get 30 grand in the next 30 days. That was the idea. Today we almost got 1,000 in 1 day, so that's been pretty good. We're not there yet, but the day's also not over yet. So that's kind of where we're at. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of running out of steam. How do you feel? How do you feel if we close things off?
Well, it's 9:30 by you, so it's really late.
I know it's it's been rough. We were up so late last night streaming.
We were up till 3.
Couple nights in a
Getting
row.
ready to click over the reset button, and I just kept drinking and waiting for that 3 o'clock bell to chime, and there was an oddly, what was there, 40, 50 people up with us. I was surprised by that number.
40 people, yeah. You never know. It's people from all over the world, and then also people that are just, I don't know why, they don't want to go to sleep, go to work the next day or something. But yeah, they, I don't know. There are people up watching. So it was fun. We were talking with the chat, doing a lot of interaction. It was fun.
Probably hit a whole new audience,
Roland.
Probably a little
Roland
bit.
was up with us.
Yeah,
who
we had
else?
some familiar faces. I'm trying to remember now. We had Roland. That was the one.
The guy who had the Citizen Kane name.
You're talking. So I can't even think anymore.
He asked good questions. He was funny.
Eric
was there.
Was there? Yeah.
Wait, what does he say? He's not voting for Ray? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know. These are all out of context. I'm just scrolling. Marsh Makes Comics. I think he was there too.
We are $7 away now. $7 away.
Let's go back. $7.
Yo, somebody in the chat, go outside and
thank you.
Holy smokes!
Are you in a building? Flag somebody down on the street. Hey, do you like comic books? How are you doing? I'm a very nice person. You don't have to. No, don't run away from me. Do you like Alterna? Alterna, Alterna. As they're running away
Really,
down the
that's just
street.
that's 2 comics, 2 books plus shipping.
Just give me your credit card number.
It's actually, I think, the exclusive comic because it's like $5 and then I think $5 with shipping.
So the exclusive comic it came out on a Wednesday, number 0. So this is a totally new one.
Yeah, it's reprinting and compiling some of the Alterna exclusive kinds of creators. Like I think I have a story in there. I talk like I don't know what's in there. It's so, I don't like to just be like, I know what's going on all the time. I have to kind of talk like I sometimes don't. Like, it's a surprise to me too.
Right.
We'll
Never know.
So this will have, like a story maybe from me, Ryan Wynn, Tyler Wentland. Things that have been in past issues. The thing is, we couldn't reprint. It came out on a Wednesday, number 1. We barely could do it the first time around because of the fact that it had sold out so quickly. So we went right back to print in the window of time that we had those stories, the access to them, because it's an anthology and it's all different creators on board. Some of them, they'll have the stories reprinted elsewhere. So the rights are no longer within the window of time that we could reprint them. So that's why we're doing it. It came out on Wednesday, number 0 with the blank cover. And then it'll just have a couple stories that are kind of like, Alterna-centric creators. And then it's the first time ever it'll be on a blank variant, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It'll just be exclusive to this campaign, though. So it's not going to be available on alternaaccess.com. Any extras that we have left over from the print run. So let's say if we print like 500, we'll go to print with like 1,000, and everyone that's involved gets whatever. We divvy it up. So like Ryan would get 100, I would get 100, Tyler would get 100, whatever it is. So that's who's going to have the books, and that's it. They're not going to be for sale anywhere else with Alterna or anything like that. So maybe you can get it from me direct later on, but you couldn't get it on the site store.
Yeah, and it's exclusively made for this campaign, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So,
well, we got an onslaught of contributions. What is going on here?
Oh, there we go. Wow, you're not kidding.
It's not me. I want it to be me.
Everyone was like, okay, this is, I'm not going to lie. I pulled over another screen and just backed it too, because I was like, come on, $7. It's driving me.
Thank you, Clint. Thank you, everybody who backed it to push it over. You guys are phenomenal. See, how could I not thank and love all of our readers? And people don't say you can't. I mean, how can I do that? Give me a break. So you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. This is seriously, I'm floored with how well this campaign is doing. It's all because of you guys. So thank you. And it was funny. I look at the email, all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, what happened there? It's just an influx of people backing. And they must have all just been irked by that $7.
I know.
All work.
Something obnoxious about it. Like, really? Will there be a new different cover for the Alterna Downcast? Yeah. All 4 issues are unique covers just for Alterna.
Ooh. It's funny too, because the fourth cover you printed that already, right? In Downcast Volume 2.
Yeah,
and I was like,
to show it off.
Not as good as it could be for a final issue for number 4. And you're like, okay, let's see what we could do. And it's a phenomenal cover now. So I think and it'll be truly secret for people. So they won't even really know until they see it now.
Yeah, no one will see Downcast number 4 cover. I think you, me, and Nacho are the only 3 people that have seen it. So, yeah, it'll be a surprise. That'll be cool. I'm so excited. I love Alterna. I'm really, really proud to be an Alterna creator. And it's always cool, too, to see additional Alterna creators out there in the chat, like Ryan Wynn, seeing Ara. He's a big Alterna guy. So many Alterna people. It's just cool to see y'all. And yeah, glad you're over 11K, onward and upward. Those stretch goals will be great once you hit this first 15,000, which should happen in pretty short order. So that'll be great. Yeah, congratulations. Thank you, man. Yeah, and thanks for being a part of it. Thanks for hosting the show tonight, and everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for supporting. And this is a perfect segue. I know how much we like to point them out on the show. Yeah. It's a perfect segue for Clint to shut down the stream and get some sleep. What a great segue.
Segue to the end.
I love it. All right, thanks everybody. Appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're watching this after the fact, these campaigns both still need support, so it's never too late to back. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thank you, guys.